Shukrana Malik. Guruji, our creator, nurturer, provider, protector, mother, father. Guruji, master of the universe. Guruji, I bow in utmost reverence and gratitude to you for choosing me to read the words of your huge praise and glory. I always feel I am too small in my being to be chosen as a reader for this reading of such magnificent and magnanimous divinity. We all know there are no coincidences in the realm of Guruji, but yes, there are divine synchronicities. And one such divine synchronicity has come alive for me today. That is, I'm chosen to read and narrate the topic from this book, The Flowers of Gratitude by Kamlesh Mehta Aunty, and the topic today titles as Guruji, the Creator. Why I call it a beautiful divine synchronicity for me is because every time I refer to Guruji, whether it is to Sangat or to non-Sangat, I have always begun with these words that Guruji is our creator, followed by I call him our nurturer, provider, protector, mother, and father. So when I came across the topic Guruji, our creator, I so knew this was the call of the divine. And it's overwhelming for me to realize that the words we utter, even as whispers, are so vividly heard by our Maharaj and even answered back in different forms and ways. I feel an extreme sense of gratitude for respected Kamlesh Mehta Aunty ji. Kamlesh Aunty, I thank you for being the soul that our Guruji chose to meet on this planet. You definitely have in your favor very good past and present karma that you could meet our Almighty in his physical form. You could be hand conditioned by him. You could directly learn and listen from him. And he also made you witness face to face the ultimate and eternal reality that our Guruji is Mahashiv. So thank you, Auntie, for being what you are and for penning this book and bringing us to this awareness and enlightenment. Needless to say, I'm so very thankful to Suresh Uncle and entire team of Shukrana Guruji, the multilingual, and the readers and everyone who's involved with the reading of the Flowers of Gratitude. It means so much, so much. And Suresh Uncle, thank you for being with me. Not taking further time beyond this book. The topic is, as I said, Guruji, the Creator. And Auntie has started with a beautiful line or a quote: when facing the toughest battles, toughen up and trust God, the Almighty. Often, we do not understand the meanings of the events in our life, especially the bad events, and our trust in the Creator, the Almighty, falls short and we start doubting faith. This is one of the mistakes we do in the process of spirituality. We do not understand that everything that happens in our life happens for a purpose, and there is definitely a reason hidden behind it. I have learned in the process that we need to trust Guruji's plan. Our beloved divine, Guruji Maharaj, is the creator of the universe. He is Mahashiva, the best planner. We need to be grateful to Guruji for both the good and the bad times. He knows the best reason behind these times. If you trust his ways and believe in him, you will always be thankful to Guruji Maharaj, just like me. With each struggle and hardship, Guruji will make you stronger and wiser. Today, we might not see it with immediate effect, but there will come a time when his perspective will make much more sense to us. Sometimes the events in our life may be happening to give us the lessons of our life, or sometimes to make us stronger for the upcoming time, or sometimes It may happen that our experiences will be useful for someone else's growth in the future. We might not know the exact reason, but that doesn't mean that reasons do not prevail. With my experience, I can vouch that Guruji decides only the best for us. Trust his process, plans, and ways. Leave it on him and forget the rest. Surrender to his will. The Creator knows the best. The Creator, that is Guruji Maharaj. With this, Kamlesh Aunty has beautifully concluded this topic with the ending note: the hands that made the stars are holding your heart. So this was the reading of this topic, Sangatji. Now I'd like to elaborate as per my perception. I'm sure Kamlesh Aunty is always the best to tell us the hidden meanings and do the vyakhya for us. But since we've been given this opportunity, so may Guruji guide me in the most accurate perception of what Guruji has conveyed and taught Kamlesh Aunty ji and what I have understood from this topic. So yes, the opening line as it was: when facing the toughest battles, toughen up and trust God the Almighty. Often we do not understand the meanings of the events in our lives, especially the bad events. So yes, Sangatji, this it is all, I am a new Sangat, and we always, new Sangat, have this pain within us, the lingering pain that we could not meet Maharaj in his physical form and could not learn directly from him. But at the very opening, I realized, and every time Guruji Maharaj makes me realize that how foolish I am in thinking so. Because what Guruji has taught Sangat like Aunty in his physical form, he's teaching us also. It is on us to realize that he's teaching us so right and clear. So just like Aunty has mentioned, that when the bad turn of events happen in our life, our faith weakens. We do not have a clear idea of the larger plan. We do not know the larger plan, and we start doubting our faith. So yes, Sangatji, I too went through a very terrible phase. I was frauded by a relative. So according to me at that time, I thought it was the most miserable part of my life, situation of my life. And my human mind could not comprehend that there could be anything good in it. I was losing on finances with that fraud. There was breach of trust. There was loss of relationships. There was every kind of humiliation and a lot of mental agony. And this particular incident had pushed me to come into Guruji Maharaj Sharan and Charan. And just as I came into his fold, it is like some haze on the glass started getting clear, and things and the truth of life was becoming so clear. And I started understanding meaning of Gurbani, Tera Bhana Meetha Lage. Yeah, what has always been heard and not understood, भगवान जो करता है अच्छे के लिए करता है. समझ नहीं आता था कि कैसे अच्छे के लिए करता है. इस सिचुएशन में क्या अच्छा हो सकता है. But yes, Guruji Maharaj in due course of mind proved it to me that all that seemed terribly bad to me was so good to me. It just as Aunty has mentioned, that these hardships and struggles come because Guruji wants to make you stronger and wiser. Yes, I became emotionally very strong with that. I became wise. I became sharp in my business. I grew as an individual. I got quite got a hold on my way of dealing the worst of situations. So all this I wouldn't have learned if it would not have been for that particular miserable situation. So Guruji showed me that every second day, I am made to realize by Guruji, either a reading like this or some satsang or my real life to life situation, that oh, that miserable situation was so good to me. And then I end up saying that Guruji, har us pareshani da shukrana jis de karan ਅਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਲੱਭ ਪਾਏ. So of course, the biggest dividend out of that parishani was that I found Guruji. And yes, what followed thereafter was only gain and no loss. So as true, as profound it is that we need to be grateful to Guruji for both the good and the bad times. He knows the best reason behind these times. Yes, time and again, Aunty has mentioned that it's Guruji he knows. He only knows what we are going through and why we are going through. If I talk about myself personally, it's not that ever since I've come into Guruji's fold, I've not faced hardships. I face hardship every other day. But every hardship and every struggle that I have faced, I have been miserable for that particular day or days. But after that, Guruji went on to prove that there was a hidden message, there was hidden enlightenment, growth, or gain behind that hardship and trouble. So, Shukrana Guruji for teaching us, Shukrana for proving it to us, because we are human. Unless we see something and experience it for ourselves, we do not realize and believe in it. Yes, again, Auntie says sometimes the events in our life may be happening to give us the lessons of our life, or sometimes to make us stronger for the upcoming time, or sometimes it may happen that our experiences will be used for someone else's growth in the future. So beautifully said. Yes, I have recently been tormented by someone's emotional, not emotional, verbal rudeness, extreme verbal rudeness. And it is only because of Guruji I had that control. I was doing mantra jap and the other person was being very rude. I was quiet. I knew nahi bolna, apne pe anger pe control karna hai. And now today I got my answer through reading this, that it may happen that our experiences will be useful for someone else's growth in future. Maybe the person who's vented out so much of frustration on me will one day realize that why should I have done this to someone, and that might cleanse her soul, right? So yes, we might not know the exact reason, but that doesn't mean that reasons do not prevail. Yes, not all times do we know the reason of agony. हर बार नहीं हो सकता कि हमें इतने समझदार, इतने ज्ञानी नहीं हैं, और प्रभु के लीला में तो कई चीजें छुपी होती हैं. So we cannot always know that what hidden lesson or what goodness is hidden in this trouble. But there surely is some reason behind it, whether Gurujis are cleansing our karmas, or whether he's investing in our future, or making us repay something. So either of anything can be there. But definitely it is for the reason. As I've also heard that कि हमें दीवार के इस पार दिखता है, लेकिन गुरु जी को, प्रभु को, उनको दीवार के उस तरफ दिखता है. So, and the concluding paragraph on Auntie's this chapter, with my experience, I can vouch that Guruji decides only the best for us. So rightly said, Auntie, Guruji always decides the best for us. Medicine, the medicine which a mother gives to the child can be most bitter. The injection can be very painful, but we all know that mother will never give what is wrong for the child. It will have its hidden benefit only. That is why it is given to the child. It might appear painful or bitter. So same, Guruji might offer us anything, but there has to be hidden betterment in it. Trust his process. Yes, it is very important. No short-term, it is very wrong to be on the path of spirituality and seek short-term results. There's nothing like short-term result. And as such, Sangatji, as much as I have learned in my path of spirituality in coming in Guruji's realm, is that Guruji took us in his sharan for our salvation, for our moksha, for taking us out of this कीचड़ से बाहर निकालने की. And what is that कीचड़? That कीचड़ is this karmic cycle of life and death. So that is Guruji's purpose. और जो हम हैं, हम बहुत छोटे छोटे पर्पसेस को, अपने छोटे छोटे गेन्स और लॉसेस को अटैच करते हैं गुरुजी के साथ. That is very humanly, of course, for us. I also do that. But Guruji's larger plan, it's a very larger plan. हम बहुत बहुत छोटे या मिनिस्क्यूल है उस लार्ज प्लान के आगे। एंड यस, गुरुजी इतने, हमारे गुरुजी इतने प्यारे हैं, इतना इतना प्यार करते हैं हमें कि वो, उन्हें पता है उनके बच्चे हैं तो बच्चे ह्यूमन है, उन्हें ये छोटी छोटी बातों से, वर्ल्डली चीजें प्रूव होने से उनका विश्वास पक्का होता है और तभी उन्हें तसल्ली होती है। सो गुरुजी डे इन डे आउट हमें कोई ना कोई प्रमाण अपने होने का, कुछ ना कुछ रिवॉर्ड, कोई ना कोई खुशियां देखी अनदेखी हमें देते रहते हैं कि उनके बच्चे हमेशा खुश रहें, मोटिवेटेड रहें। So, as Auntie says, trust his process, plans, and ways. Leave it on him and forget the rest. Yes, surrender. The key is surrender. Leave it on him. उन्होंने तो अपने मुंह से कहा था मांगो मत मानो, and that meant कि तुम, what according to my little perception, that meant कि हम जब मांगेंगे तो हमें पता ही नहीं हमारे लिए इवेंचुअली सही क्या है, पर जब वो देंगे तो वो वही होगा जो हमारे लिए सही होगा। So surrender to his will. The creator knows the best. Guruji, the creator, knows the best. And yes, the concluding line that I read in the morning, and I felt that Guruji is whispering that into my ears. Thank you so much, Kamlesh Aunty, for writing this in your book. The hands that made the stars are holding your heart. It is, this line is so sweet and it's so deep. The hands that made stars, our hands of our Guruji, the Mahashiv, they're magnanimous. He's magnanimous, too large, too huge, too vast. He's created this galaxy, entire galaxy, the stars. And imagine those hands, powerful hands, which are the hands of the Creator. They're so magnanimous. Those hands gently hold our hearts like this. It protects our hearts. So whether I was listening to the chapter 1 by Anju Aunty, and she had said that Guruji कैसे हमें prove करते हैं कभी अमृत वर्षा करके. Yes, I had always seen अमृत वर्षा here and there and felt कि ऐसे होता होगा या होता होगा, संगत कह रही है, but ठीक है. But then yeah, Guruji gives you something when you need it the most. So here I'd like to share a very small satsang, which I might not have shared if I'd not come across this line, the hands that made the stars are holding your heart. Because this is the first thing I read in the morning today. And I have been very upset for a few days, past few days, upset in the sense very worked up also. And yes, very upset and struggled, extremely struggled. And one morning I get up and Guruji's Sarup is right there when I get up. It's on my dressing table right in front of my eyes. And I got up feeling tired. I had a very messed up night. I could not sleep. And I had a previous day which was very messy. And I was very scared of the day ahead. It was action-packed and a lot of work to do. So I just looked at Guruji and I sang that song, Kya itna bura hu main maa, that Tare Zameen Ka. I don't know why I said that. I shouldn't have. Guruji ko aisa kuch bhi nahi kehna chahiye. And I said, Kya itna bura hu main maa, because Guruji ko I call maa also. He is maa. And that day, Guruji went all out of the way to make me happy, right from the morning to a kind of Amrit Varsha, to the kind of I went to his mandir and the mandir gate, which is always locked, was wide open, to that I had the most beautiful sleep that night, to that Guruji gave darshan in my dream last night. And in those darshan, Guruji was smiling at me and I was holding his arm and his hand and I was loving him and trying to embrace him, loving him, caressing his hand and his arm, and he was smiling at me. And just as I woke up, I thought first thing I should read this chapter. And when I read it, the concluding lines were, the hands that made stars are holding your heart. So Guruji must have instilled an experience with Kamlesh Aunty, that Kamlesh Aunty wrote this line. So that is why she उनको कुछ ऐसा, कितना एक्सपीरियंस गुरुजी ने क्या महसूस कराया होगा, अपनी विशाल शक्ति भी दिखाई होगी और उसके साथ अपनी वो टेंडरनेस भी दिखाई होगी जो उन्होंने लिखा कि हैंड्स दैट मेड द स्टार्स आर होल्डिंग योर हार्ट. एंड आई हैड दैट सिमिलर एक्सपीरियंस दैट गुरुजी आपने तो, आप इतने विशाल, इतने मैग्नेनिमस हो, लेकिन मेरे दिल का आपने इतना ख्याल रखा. जिस दिन मैंने आपको एक इमोशनल बात की, आपने झट से मुझे गले लगा लिया. सो थैंक यू गुरुजी, थैंक यू, थैंक यू, thank you so much, Guruji. Thank you, Kamlesh Aunty. Thank you, Suresh Vasan Uncle. Thank you, everyone. My apologies if you think anywhere I spoke more than required or less than required. Thank you.